Hey guys, Betsy Lemaire here. I was just thinking about something today. Wanted to visit with you guys about. You know, uh, it's something that I don't know if people talk about it enough in the barrel racing deal, but what does your cool off look like? Like after you run your horse, and what's your warm up look like? Uh, I feel like a lot of the times when you get done running barrels, sometimes you're on a horse and you got to go get on another horse, and you got to just, head back to the trailer because you got two more you got to get on and go run barrels. But sometimes they can space you out enough, and you can dang sure jump off, uncinch him, get back on him. Maybe take his boots off if he's not dangerous out there getting underneath him with everybody, out there and about. But, I feel like the warm up on these horses a lot of times gets rushed. Like I said, sometimes you got to rush it. Sometimes you're just rolling in, you're running on adrenaline, you're like Dolly and Jolie Lauderette, showing up at Salinas with their jammies on and, running in the slack and then they beat you. So there's sometimes, you got to roll in on adrenaline, and you got to go use your head, and you still got to go run barrels, and your horse still has to operate. But then there's other times where you have the opportunity to be thoughtful about things, whether you're at the rodeo or at the jackpot, and you can get on that horse and you can go walk him. Maybe you're going to time only him. Back in the day, a lot of times they did the time onlys after the jackpots. This is before the 3Ds and the 4Ds. And everybody would get there and they would warm up in the arena. Like everybody warmed up in the arena. Your horse got to see the sights and just relax in the arena. And now, most of the places you go, you got time onlys beforehand, and, it's a crap show sometimes. Sometimes they'll let you wander around, which is super cool. And if they're cool about it and you stay out of the way, and they'll let you ride those young horses around in there in the arena while they're working horses, then you need to do it. And if you get the chance, to get on a horse a little bit early and just go walk, even at the rodeo, don't get on two events before you and rush it, unless you're on a horse that's what you do. And I've rode those ones too, and those are fine. But some of those horses, like, they need that for their brain. They need to warm their parts up. They need to ease into the deal, and they need to know that everything's good, everything's safe, and that's how you breed some confidence in those horses. So, and a lot of those horses, they like a routine. And so if you skip one thing, and that might be your nice walk, you're out there just shooting the bull and easing around on your horse. You don't have his boots on yet. You're just wandering around visiting. And then you go long trot, and then you go gallop, and then you go walk a little more. And you might gallop a little more before you go. But again, it depends on the horse. Some horses you do that too, and man, it might just totally take it out of them to where they're just completely flat. By the time it's time to go run, they're just like, whew, man, I'm tired. Like, you could have ran me 30 minutes ago. So it really depends on the horse and what you're dealing with. If you've got the fractious one, then you might ought to just try to get on and just ease around a little bit. And maybe that horse showed up like that. So you got to fix some things, and you got to show them that's all right. You can just go ride. But you got to know your horse and what your horse needs, and they'll show you. And then the other thing, again, so that's your warm up, and then what's your cool down look like? So your cool down, if you can, that could be, again, get off, uncinch, get out of the way when you get off and uncinch. Don't be in the holding pen off your horse and uncinching your horse, because you're fixing to get ran over. I see that all the time, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And as a producer, like, it's okay to tell those girls, hey man, you know, stay on your horse and stay up against the other side of that wing. Because those things are dangerous sometimes, and you got to be kind of out of the way. So wait till you get off your horse, get out of the holding pen, get away from the arena, get over to the warm-up pen or next to the warm-up pen, and then get off your horse if you want to get off of him. If you want to lead him, that's fine. But some of those horses, after you run them, they've got so much adrenaline, and they are just like on the muscle. And you're probably better off being on his back because you might get mucked out. But a lot of times, get back on that sucker, go to the warm-up pen, and go just walk him around. Even if he's at a jig for a minute, he's probably going to slow down and walk because he knows his job's done. It's good for his parts. It's good for his brain. You know, go get a horse at the trailer that needs led around. Pony another horse. Just lead a horse with him if he needs his friend to calm him down. And then go water him. And give him his hay bag at the trailer, you know, unsaddle him, throw your beamer on him, or whatever it is you do, you know, your after stuff. But anyway, I just feel like that's something that we don't talk enough about and we miss on these horses, because I feel like, you know, a lot of times people don't understand why these horses get bad to get in the gate. They don't understand why they get even bad to warm up. Like, they get to be idiots sometimes out there warming them up. And it's how you start their deal. Like, you have to have some consistency with them. Just like raising a kid, you know, same thing. You got to have that consistency with your horse when you're warming them up, cooling them down. And it really, really, really does breed confidence in your horse, especially if you're training one or if you got one to fix. So anyway, that's just a thought. Have a good day. Be blessed.